But it's really fascinating how some English names do so much more, right? They become these little bits of cultural shorthand.
Absolutely. They definitely evolve into something bigger. And, for anyone engaging with English, whether it's through media or just everyday chats, bumping into these name-based expressions is pretty common.
Yeah, you hear them all the time.
So our mission today really is to unpack 5 of the common ones. We'll dig into where they came from and how we actually use them now.
Exactly. To help make sense of what might otherwise be, well, kind of confusing if you don't know the backstory. Okay, let's kick off with John Doe and Jane Doe. We hear these constantly, especially in like legal or police contexts.
Right. John for an unknown male, Jane for an unknown female.
Yeah.
You see them pop up in legal documents, medical reports, police investigations. Basically any situation where you don't know who the person is.
So it's purely functional then, just a way to refer to someone when there's no ID.
Pretty much, yeah. It's got roots in English common law tradition. It provides a sort of formal placeholder, a way to acknowledge someone exists in the paperwork when their actual identity is, well, a blank.
Yeah.
So you might hear something like, a Jane Doe was admitted to the hospital after the accident. It just fills a really crucial practical need in those formal situations.
Interesting. Okay, let's switch gears. How about a name that represents a whole country? Uncle Sam. You're not going to bump into him at the grocery store, are you?
No, highly unlikely. Uncle Sam, well, he personifies the U.S. government, doesn't he? He's this symbolic figure, often showing up in political cartoons, commentary, that sort of thing.
But how did a name like Sam become, the government?
Well, the story goes it gained traction around the War of 1812, and then it really got cemented with those famous I Want You Army recruitment posters later on.
Ah, right. The ones with the pointing finger.
Right. Exactly. So what was possibly linked to a real person, maybe a meat packer named Samuel Wilson, kind of morphed into this powerful symbol of national authority. So when you hear someone say, looks like Uncle Sam is raising taxes again, they mean the government.
Got it. Okay, now for a name with a very different vibe, especially recently.
Karen.
Ah, Karen. Yes.
This one is a really clear example of how language evolves, especially with the internet. Karen has pretty much become modern slang, hasn't it?
For sure. It means something very specific now.
Right. It's a stereotype. Usually a white woman seen as entitled, maybe demanding, quick to complain or ask for the manager, often over something pretty minor.
It really exploded with online memes and viral videos maybe around the 2010s. It's like instant shorthand now.
Totally. If someone says, don't be such a Karen about it, you instantly know what they mean. They're criticizing that perceived entitlement or, overreaction. It just shows how fast a name can turn into this widely understood, though often negative, stereotype in our digital world.
Definitely. Okay, let's lighten it up a bit. How about Tom, Dick, and Harry? It just sounds like, well, anybody.
That's exactly the point. Tom, Dick, and Harry is an old English idiom. It just means any random group of people, ordinary folks, nobody special in particular.
So it emphasizes that they're just average Joes, sorta.
Precisely. Commonality, anonymity. It's interesting how these three very standard English names got grouped together like that. It's actually been around since the 17th century, believe it or not.
Not that long.
Yeah, it's lasted. So you might hear, we can't just let any Tom, Dick, or Harry handle this sensitive project. It means you need someone specific, qualified, not just, well, anyone off the street.
Makes perfect sense. And finally, let's do Johnny on the spot. I always picture someone like appearing instantly when needed, like a helpful superhero almost.
That's a great image for it.
Yep.
Johnny on the spot describes exactly that. Someone who's always ready, quick to act, quick to help out. It's American slang, popped up in the early 20th century.
And it feels positive, right?
Oh, definitely. It carries this really positive connotation of reliability, readiness, and just being quick off the mark in a useful way.
So if my colleague helps me out of a jam quickly, I could say, thanks for being a real Johnny on the spot.
Absolutely. It's a genuine compliment. It paints that picture of someone dependable, showing up right when you need them.
So wrapping this up, we've seen how English really uses certain names for way more than just identifying individuals. They carry these extra layers of meaning.
Exactly. From the anonymity needed for John and Jane Doe to the big national symbol of Uncle Sam, the very modern stereotype of Karen, the sort of everyday randomness of Tom, Dick, and Harry, and that helpful readiness of Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
These names really add texture and cultural understanding to how we communicate.
It really does show how much can be packed into what seems like a simple word. So for you listening, maybe start paying a bit more attention to these kinds of expressions. You'll likely notice them around quite a bit, revealing these cool cultural nuances hidden in plain sight.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly ordinary words out there are actually doing double duty, carrying meanings we might not even consciously register?